Hey guys, it's your girl AFM Stories and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can review your Chevening essays yourself. Yes, actually, this has to be one of the most popular questions I've been asked. Please, can you review my essay? I can't get a scholar to review my essay. What can I do? Now, I would still advise that you try your best to get someone to review your essays, but I know that this is not always the case, and sometimes it might be very difficult, or maybe everybody has been busy and be giving you a later date, and you want to be able to get started. You want to be able to know that you're on the right track. I would say that watch this video and use this to review your essays for now and so you can get a scholar. But if you don't get a scholar, I believe that this will still greatly help you in terms of looking at your essay from an objective point of view as you move forward. So let's get right into the video. Before I move forward, please hit the subscribe button. On this channel I have well over 30 videos on how to win the Chevening scholarship and how to win several other scholarships, so go check them out after this video. Binge watch them. Several scholars were selected from just watching this video. For Chevening specifically, over 15 scholars were selected, so trust me, you don't want to miss out on the value on this channel. Also, hit the like button, drop a comment, and yeah, let's keep it going. So how can you review your essay? So if someone sends me their essay, these are the things I personally as a scholar is going to check for. So number one on my list is whether you followed the word count. So many people forget that the word count is 500 words and you can't submit anything more than 500 words. So you have to be ready to cut down whatever it is you have to 500 words. There is no provisions for anything more than that. So as a scholar, I'll check if you've not got over the word count. That's the first thing. The next thing I'm going to check is your grammar and use of words. So is your English clear enough? Are you saying something but I don't really understand it? Because I don't know anything about you, I don't know the work that you do, I don't even know anything. So let's say you're talking about technology, I don't know anything about technology. So by just reading your essays, do I believe you? Am I convinced? Now, how would you convince somebody? How you can check for if your work is clear? Firstly, your work has to be clear to somebody that does not know anything about your industry. Your work has to be able to communicate whatever it is you're talking about. Your work has to follow the STAR approach. So from situation, task, action, and results. Your work has to be specific in terms of, are there names of people? Are there names of places? Is there a timeline? I'm going to check for those different things as well. Are you telling me a story or are you just giving me lists? If you're telling me stories, I'll be more convinced. If you're just giving me lists, I won't be convinced. I also check for recognitions, statistics. I'll check for signs of research. So does it look like this person has really researched what they are talking about? So you're going to review your leadership essay. I'm going to check that, okay, this person has shown us how they are a leader. So this person has really done some work. I can see the work. This person's leadership examples are related. If they're not related, I'll give you a feedback that it's not related. This person's leadership examples are recent, so they are not examples of when the person was in primary school or secondary school, but the examples in maybe uni or their professional life. I even prioritize professional life over uni. So this person did not spend 2 whole paragraphs on one example and then the last 2 or 3 examples, the person rams them up to the last 2 examples. You don't want to do that. See, they are judging for multiple examples, so there's no point in spending all your time on one example. If the example is going more than 1 paragraph, it's time for you to cut it down. I'm going to give you feedback on that. Cut it down. There's no need for an example to be well over 1 paragraph. There's nothing you're talking about there. So I'm going to check that as well in your leadership. So I'll check how you started your essay. Did you sell your passion to me? Did you take me on a journey of how you're passionate about something and you've been a leader in that thing? Did you just are you really a leader in terms of the initiator of the solution, or did you follow other people? Did you use a lot of I? Yeah, that's also some of the things I'm going to be checking. Also, grammatical errors. Do you have grammatical errors? Did you run your work via Grammarly? Did you use punctuation in the right way? Are you using unnecessary words because you want to sound smart? A lot of people do that a lot, and that thing is very frustrating for scholars. So what I feel like scholars are going to check is how clearly written your leadership essay is, how clearly worded it is, and how you're especially showing how you're a leader. I have many videos on how to write leadership essays, so I'll say that you should watch them and also review your essays against them. But the most important thing is, if someone does not know anything about your country, can they resonate with whatever it is you're saying in your leadership example? Because you can tell me, electricity is a problem, but maybe I don't know anything about your country. I've never been to your country. I'm in a country that there's no electricity problem. You have to be able to show me that there's really an electricity problem beyond just what you were saying. And that's where referencing comes from. That's where sources come from. So as a scholar, I'm going to check how convincing your essay to me as somebody that does not know you. Also, how believable is your essay? So how am I sure that what you've done is really real? And that's by also your specifics about names, place, location, and things. I'm going to check that as well. Also, I'm going to check your use of words. So many people start their paragraphs the exact same way. You don't want it to get boring to whoever is reading it. You want to be able to check, am I using this word too much? Do I need to look for synonyms? So check online for synonyms. Because personally, I think there was a particular word I kept using and I gave my essay to my friend and she was like, Faith, why are you just writing the same way? Because when you're writing by yourself, there are certain words that you use often that you're not even aware that maybe you're using them too much. So I'm also going to check for that as well. I'm also going to check for sentences that are too long. Like, one way you can make people tired of what you are reading is writing way too long sentences. You want your sentences to be short, and simple to read. See, good English that is simple and clear and tells a story is way better than big English that is boring. Whoever is reading your essay is reading a lot of essays. Even scholars are reviewing a lot of essays. We want to read something that is interesting. I remember sending my essay to my friend, the first one I sent to her, and that's why I keep saying my friend, if you can get a scholar, you can reach out to your friends to read it, or maybe trusted people, or try to get a scholar, or opt for an essay review service or whatever. But the point is, you want to be sure that somebody reading your work is as excited as you are about it, and I need to be able to see that excitement. Now, if I'm checking out your networking essay, I'm going to check whether you obviously follow this structure, but beyond that, I'm going to check whether you really understand what networking is. So whether you talk about networking in terms of meeting, building relationships, and having impact. I'm going to check whether your examples relate to that. I'm going to check whether you gave multiple examples. Like, that's one of the most important things. I'm going to check your use of paragraphs. So how did you prioritize what is most important? I'm also going to check the old names, places, and date thing to be sure that you're not lying. I'm also going to check whether you made references to Chevening or not. Because if you didn't, then I'm also going to check how believable what you're saying is, how realistic what you're saying is, and I'm also going to check how relatable what you're saying is. So how can I be convinced that this thing really happened? Is by you giving me data I can work with, data I can research, you confidently saying this is exactly what happened, when, how, this is the name. You can go check that out. I'm not saying you're right, you can go check that out, but you get my points. And also your use of language and all of that. You're studying in the UK. I'm going to also check whether you dedicated paragraphs to each specific schools. That's very important. I'm going to check your pointers, so your reasons for studying at those schools. Are they generic? Are they something that anybody could have thought about without research? I'm going to check how detailed your research is and how relatable your rationale is. I'm also going to check whether there's a clear reason for why you want to study the courses. Your career plan, I'm going to check your structure. So did you put it in short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals? You also want to check that as well. I'm also going to check I'm trying to think of anything, whether you related it to what the UK is doing in your country. I know that's related it, whether it's clearly related. So some people even go as far as mentioning what the UK is doing in their country, but they don't even relate it. So sometimes it's not really related, but they force it together because you know that the DFID is doing a lot. You just start listing the DFID. But the UK has a lot of departments. It's not just the DFID. So research, check it out. I'm going to see how unique and different you are as well. I'm also going to see how realistic whatever your career plan is. Like looking at you, looking at your track record, looking at what the Chevening is going to do for you. Can this really happen? Like, I'm also going to think about that as well. I'm also going to think about how well structured your essay is in terms of this is what I want to do. This is the timeline that's going to take me. This is what I need to do this, and this is the effect of it. I'm going to check all of those different things. But beyond that, overall, I'm going to check whether all of your essays have a central theme. So at the end of your essays, reading from your leadership to your career plan, can I see a consistency in who you are and what you want to do? Like, that's the most important thing for me, to know whether this person is really real about whatever it is that they want to say. So you want to check all through your essays. Are this really realistic? Like, is this really believable? I know that as a person it might be difficult, and that's why I'm telling you what I would do. But beyond that, I'll say that if you don't have anybody to review your essays, look away from your essays for like 3 days. Don't do this immediately, or take a week off if you have time. But obviously I know that you might not have time, so take like 24 hours away from your essay. Go online, watch videos. I have videos on the different essays, and then go back to your essays, run them through Grammarly, give them to a friend to read your essays aloud, and ask yourself, would I sleep off listening to this? You can even record yourself reading your essays and then play it to yourself and ask yourself, is this boring? Is this interesting? Is this believable? And then go over to my videos on leadership, career, networking, and check your essays against them. I also have a judging criteria for essays video. You should also check that out as well. Just use all of these videos to review your essays, and trust me, you would always find something to add, to improve, to develop. But please, please, please use a grammar checker app. Like, one thing you don't want to do is use bad English. Yes, I know there's certain people that obviously your English is not perfect from a country that obviously the language might not be as good, and that's why you can use online platforms to be able to check them. Also, do not submit your first draft. Like, I will know someone that is writing their first draft and someone that has written their essay before, because things flow better in subsequent drafts. Like, if you write the same thing over and over and over, you will keep writing them better. So you need to keep rewriting your essays. Try to still think about, how can I make this interesting? How can I make this believable? How can I make this consistent? Like, keep thinking about your essay like that. Is this word necessary? Am I saying these words too much? Is this line necessary? Every single line in your essay has to add and not take from your essay. Like, some people talk about things that are not necessarily related or relevant. I'm also going to look about that. How relevant is every single thing in your essay? So that's very important. I hope this was very useful to help you to think about how you can review your essays. Go check out my other videos, go binge watch them, and I really, really am rooting for you. Alright, thank you. Hit the like button, drop a comment if this video was useful to you. Share this video to as many people as you like. And I'll see you guys in the next one, in the next one, in the next one.